right, welcome everybody to our activity tonight. My name's Stephen Crone. I'll be, conducting the meeting. We're very thankful to have many of our neighborhood and civic leaders and our school leaders and our business community leaders here as we dedicate the Discovery Playground to these kids. This should be a lot of fun. Let me start by talking to you for a moment about why we're here today and why I'm here today. We had an awful lot of people who are working together, which we'll meet today, and as members of our steering committee. We've got the kids that are in the LEAP class last year that helped with the voting. I'm just going to kind of knock off a couple of reasons why people might do what we've done to be able to help build a special playground for our community. Some people probably in our group really love the old playground. It was a wonderful area for play and for discovery. The old Discovery Playground was created 22 years ago by hundreds of people and cost tens of thousands of dollars to be able to construct, and many children enjoyed it, including my children. That's one of the reasons that I wanted to be a part of this. Some of us have children and grandchildren, and kids, just like I talked to you today at the assembly, you're our future. You're the future of society, so it's really important that you do certain things. And I think many of us as parents and grandparents are concerned that you're sitting in front of screens an awful lot, that you're sitting at home watching TV or playing on your computer, and none of that's bad if done in moderation. But you need to be fit, and you need to use your imagination. And that's one reason why some people probably got involved in this. Some people told me, we need a playground here so we can raise our home values, or at least keep them high. And there's nothing wrong with that, I guess. But certainly having a centerpiece like we have with the Discovery Playground is very helpful for that purpose. Some of us saw this as an important spot for social activities and events, gatherings like we're having right now, which is certainly true. Again, we wanted to get the kids off the couch. Some of us, and I feel this way, just felt like I need to be involved in something important. You know, we've got a certain amount of time in the day we can dedicate to things like this. Some of us just want to be involved in volunteering, and we talked about that also this afternoon at our assembly. I think all of us who participated knew it was the right thing to do. And some probably did it just because their dad did it or their parents did it. You know, my grandfather was very involved in civic associations. I felt that was very important to me. And also, I've been encouraged to do this for years in my church. I belong to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, otherwise known to some as the Mormon Church or the LDS Church. And we're taught often to be involved in the community. And there's a scripture I've been reading for the last 30 years that talks about this. Let me read it to you. It says, "Verily I say, men should be anxiously engaged in a good cause, and do many things of their own free will, and bring to pass much righteousness. For the power is in them, wherein they are agents unto themselves. And inasmuch as men do good, they shall in no wise lose their reward." This scripture has always touched my heart and made me want to do more. We have been anxiously engaged for almost a year in building this playground that you see behind us. It's a very good cause. Those who have participated have done it of their own free will because they've recognized the power in them to be able to do good things. And here's our reward. It's pretty neat. I'm very excited about that. Now, there are some of you who were here 22 years ago when the old Discovery Playground was built. If you were here, would you please come forward and stand in front of the children looking at that camera? Please come forward. I know there are many of you. Don't be shy. These are what we might consider pioneers. People that were here a long time ago, before any of these kids that are kneeling before you were born. Would you please gather together in a group? We're going to have a little group photo here. Look at this. We've got just 5 of you. Oh, come on. There's got to be more in the crowd. Let's applaud there. Great. You've got a leg number. Don't go anywhere. We have another. Look at that. Thank you. Let's get some good shots there of these good people who. This is called a legacy, kids. These people left a legacy for us, and because of the things that they did, we have decided to do what we've done. And as you can see, some of them are wearing green shirts. That means they weren't just involved 22 years ago, but they were involved now. And that's special. Thank you all. Dana and Janet, would you please stay standing there because both of you are wearing your shirt. Janet. No, go over here. I want you two to be especially recognized. These two women were involved 22 years ago and now. Let's give them a big hand. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Very good.
All right, well, a little bit about the process that we went through. We, when I was talking to Dana, actually, Dana Smith, she's the president of the Sawmill Forest Civic Association. She said, Stephen, did you hear they're tearing down the Discovery Playground? And I thought, that's terrible. And she said, and they're not building anything in its place. And I said, that can't be. And so I could have just stewed on that, or I could have done what I did, which was call the city of Columbus and try to find out if it was right. And I called the city and left a message there, and some of you have told the city maybe I haven't heard back. Well, I heard back pretty quickly from a man named Jeff Anderson. Jeff, would you raise your hand? Jeff Anderson works for the city of Columbus. He called me back and he said, no, we are going to do something. We're going to build a nice playground. And he showed me the plan, and it was a nice playground. It included the deck that we've got right there, the deck playground, the nice big one, and a couple of swings, and a few other small items. Would have been a very nice playground. But I said, Jeff, we had a Discovery Playground before. We need something better and bigger. Could we partner with you to be involved in this? And he said, actually, some people have already contacted me about that. He introduced me to Ryan Bunner, who's going to speak to us later today, who's the president of the Old Sawmill Civic Association. We met over at Tim Hortons, chatted about this. He had already a book from Game Time because he was on it. And then we started talking about getting the community involved. We got these kids from Old Sawmill, the LEAP class, to be able to sort through this enormous Game Time book and pick out certain color schemes for the playground and certain elements that we could buy if we raised any money, and we weren't sure if we were going to raise anything. And then we also involved the folks from Granby, because Granby Elementary School includes about half of this neighborhood. So we had them all vote in May, and they chose what they wanted the most. And then we had to figure out how we were going to do it, because we had to raise some money. So we gathered. Well, we had a couple of meetings at the Northwest Library, and that was a neat experience. We had 5 meetings there. Sometimes we had 40 people. Sometimes we had just me and a couple others that were there. But we kept going and moved forward and thought we'd be able to have success. I do want to, at this point, do some recognitions of the people that were involved there before we go any further. I'd like to ask Ryan Bunner to stand. Ryan, please stand up. He's the president of the Old Sawmill Civic Association. Would you please give Ryan a hand for his efforts? I'd also like to say, Ryan, would you come forward and stand up here? I want to get you guys lined up too. The folks that are in our steering committee included Ryan Bunner. Again, he provided a lot of Old Sawmill Civic Association leadership, and you just hold your applause till the end as I name these folks. Gordon Berkebile, who's taking pictures right here for us. Gordon helped us, he's helping with photos, and he also helped by meeting with the city. We had a memorable meeting. Jeff, I'm sure you remember that. He had some wonderful points that I had no idea about, because he's built playgrounds before, and he lives in this neighborhood. What a wonderful resource he was. I needed to have a Facebook page. I felt that was important. And I mentioned that to Ryan, and his wife Holly, who's not here today, indicated she'd do that. So she's the one that's been running that for us, which has been really good. And she's out playing soccer with the kids, I guess, tonight. She typically does. Amy Cowan works at the school. Amy, would you come forward, please? Amy is an art teacher at the school. Amy developed the shirt that we were wearing today, all of us who were involved, and she also provided a lot of creative direction. It's always good, I found, to have a woman involved, because when I had a great idea, she would say, well, maybe we could, and she always had a better idea than I did, so I was very grateful for that. Kevin Cowan is her husband. Kevin has been my right-hand man this whole time. I said, we need a website. He said, I can do that. He's the one that put together the website. I don't know how to collect money online. Well, he had the ability to do that through PayPal, and many of you have paid money to be able to achieve that. He helped put up the signs with some of the other folks here. Did an awful lot of work for us, and we're grateful for that. Janet DiSilvestro is the teacher in the LEAP class, and he was very eager to do this because she participated 22 years ago, and it's been a wonderful experience there. We wouldn't have had a lot of success in this if we hadn't raised money, and so Stacia Fritchie, I said it at one of our meetings, I need some people to help raise money. And she actually came forward and said she'd make calls and she'd be okay with that. And she did a wonderful job of raising money for us. Daniel Crone is my son, and he's right over here. And Daniel, initially I thought this would be a good Eagle Scout project for him. It got pretty substantially more than an Eagle Scout project in the end. I guess this is my Eagle Scout project. But Daniel's going to be working on the brick paver patio as we move in. He was my inspiration to do this because, we do this for our kids, and he's my youngest child, and it's been wonderful. I've been in charge of the overall administration. We've also had Ben Miller, who helped an awful lot with the signs as well. Ben? Here he is right there. And then Ben Meehan as well was another one that helped us a lot. I don't know that I see Ben here. Dana Smith, It was, again, helping us from the Sawmill Forest Civic Association, and Eric Dazinski was also one that helped. So if you could please give a round of applause to all these folks. I'm going to go over here to get a picture. Can you get a picture of them? We can't zoom up at the end. Oh, okay. I'll be back in a minute. Shirt on.
That's very cool. Huh?
Got it.
Thank you.
Did you get them?
Okay, again, I couldn't have done this without the steering committee, without Jeff Anderson, without these lead kids. And I'd like Janet DeSylvester to come forward now. Again, we had the lead kids helping us an awful lot. They picked the color scheme and the elements. And they're holding up signs for us right now. And kids that are in the lead class and others, I want you to know this is your playground. You chose the things that are here, so it's really important you realize that. And I'm not going to pronounce these names right, Janet, so you come forward and read off the names of all the kids that are in your class. When she says your name, raise your hand.
Shay Adesso, Corinne Adams, Audrey Bannister, Andrew Berkebile, Kate Cowan, Nicholas Laro, Garrett Milkey, Bella Nichols, Gavin Smith, Arshia Umbreen, Riley Maheen, Ashima Shrivastava, Carissa Barbu, Nicholas Windsor, Alexis Hoover, Anya Tom and Vishvam Shrivastava, Lucky McKee, Emma Clark, Allison Koo, Madeline Liston, Juliana Ornsby, Cameron Jackson, Xavier Jeffy, Ava Leon, and Maya Valcourt.
Let's give a hand for these kids. All right, great. We've got a lot of recognizing here. Just wanted to say a couple more words before we turn this over to some other speakers that will be talking to us today. If you look on your program, you'll see that many people gave money for this playground. We've raised so far $52,000 for our playground. $52,000. Isn't that remarkable? And we hope to raise $60,000. That was our goal at the start. We really didn't know what we were doing. We didn't know if we raised $5,000 or $100,000. We've never done this before. But we got particularly significant help from Kroger, who's representing us tonight. And with their money, we were able to build the Space Whirl, which some of the kids like. Is everyone happy about that? Yeah. If you're happy, clap your hands. Yeah. And Space Whirl. And then right beyond the Space Whirl, we've got this tilting in the sky thing called the Tilted Sky Runner that some are jumping on and some are actually standing on, we found. That's thanks to the kind donation of Marzetti, T. Marzetti Company. So if you like that, put your hands together for T. Marzetti. We also met at Coaches for a group activity. We raised an awful lot of money from that. Stacia helped with all of this. Getting together with Menchie's, we spent some money there. She did a wonderful job for us. Let's give another hand for Stacia Fritchie, please, for her efforts. We keep going, right, Stacia? There's more to be done. As a matter of fact, we also have flyers. If you haven't contributed yet and you want to or want to contribute more, there's flyers over here by the Max Numbers cookies, which we're going to be enjoying in just a little bit. And also you can go on the website. If you look on the program, at the very bottom of the front page is our internet website where you can go and donate online. Okay, last thing I want to mention here before we go over to the speakers. This is our plan for the future. We've done pretty much all we're going to do in 2014. It's getting cold, it's getting late in the year. We do plan next year to relocate the bricks that are in the brick paver patio on the other side of the playground. All the ones that have names in it will be relocated to a spot over on this side by the path that goes to the school. That's one thing we plan to do. We'll also be adding the bricks that were purchased in 2014, so you can continue to pay money in for those. The path that right now goes right through that brick paver patio will be completed, so it'll be nice and smooth. That'll be nice. We're going to relocate all of the plaques. Our recognition area is going to be in this area where the brick pavers are. We'll have new donor plaques. And we also hope that there won't be a lot of standing around like you're doing now, but we'll have a lot of benches and picnic tables and things like that. The city's going to pay for some of that, but there's other amounts that will be paid for through contributions that we make as a community. So as we pay money in, we'll be able to get these things that we need. These benches, tables, some garbage cans, some new trees. We are going to put up signage to recognize the name of the Discovery Playground as well as the donations of Kroger and Marzetti. There'll be landscaping, and our volunteer effort continues. I highly recommend, if you want to be a more significant part of the community and you're not a member of the Old Sawmill Civic Association, you should join it, because that way you'll be able to be connected with these do-gooders that are working here, and they're great. We're also having our next project is on October 11th, it's Saturday. The city is going to come over and paint this shelter, and we can help them with that. So if you'd like to do that, you can learn more about that on the Facebook page. Okay, well that's all I've got to say. That was an awful lot. I'm sorry about taking so long, but I do want to introduce our next few speakers. We're grateful for them being here today. First of all, we're going to hear from Todd Hoadley. Todd is a relatively new superintendent for the Dublin City Schools. We're very grateful for him being here today. Following Todd, we'll hear from Beth Wilkin, the Customer Communication Manager for Kroger. Then Adam Konigsberg, who is the brand manager for Marzetti and helped us get that Tilted Sky Runner. He'll also recognize Bob Holtkamp, who's with us, the Vice President of Marketing at Marzetti. Following Adam, we'll hear a little bit from Jeff Anderson, this fellow that helped me so much to be able to get this park working from the Recreation and Parks Department. Then from Ryan Bunner, President of the Old Sawmill Civic Association, and finally from Ursula Craig, Member of City Council. They'll be speaking for a couple of minutes, talking about their thoughts, and then I'll come back and we'll wrap up and we'll have our ribbon cutting. Dr. Hood.
Stephen, thank you. Let me thank everyone for coming out this evening. I've always felt that a strong quality community can really be identified by what it's willing to do for its children, and how fitting it is that this great Old Sawmill community has worked so diligently to create future memories for the children in front of us. I just think it's a wonderful display, again, of this quality that exists here in Old Sawmill. I want to thank our children. I was able to talk to some of them. I know their design, their scene come to fruition. That's a great experience when people work together for a common goal. Great things can happen. I want to thank Tyler Wolf and his faculty. All the great things that happen, not just today, but really every single day in this elementary right behind us, as well as this middle school. Just speaks so well of, again, adults willing to go the extra mile to create great memories for children. And then finally, I want to say thank you to the Civic Association for their leadership, just not only for this playground, but really for being great leaders for this community. Thank you for all of you for your efforts and what you've done for our children.
Good afternoon. You know, at Kroger, we are always happy when we can give back to the communities where we live and work. And this community, this project specifically is really special to a number of Kroger associates. As a matter of fact, our president, Bruce McCauley, and his family lived for a number of years in Old Sawmill and volunteered to help build the original Discovery's Playground back in the early 90s. Unfortunately, Bruce isn't able to be here with us tonight. He's out of town today. But I know if he were here, he would ask that you use this park, this playground, to make new friends and to meet your neighbors, as well as to make memories with your own family. Thank you for shopping at Kroger. It allows us to support our community, and it allows us to support great projects like this one. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. When I first went out to try and support this project, I heard about it from the website, the Old Sawmill Civic Association. I live in this neighborhood. My boss at Marzetti told me to go talk to Bob, who's our vice president, and his immediate reaction was, that sounds like a wonderful project. We need to be out there supporting our community. And we are so honored to be able to support the Old Sawmill community today, and all of the students at Granby Elementary and Old Sawmill Elementary, and I think Davis Middle School, who will get a great opportunity to use this playground, and everyone in this neighborhood. It really is a chance for us to help make life flavorful, as Marzetti likes to do, for everyone in this neighborhood. And we're really honored to be a part of it. So thank you very much to Stephen, and to Kevin, and to Jeff, and to everyone who worked very hard to make this happen. Your efforts have been phenomenal. Thank you.
My name's Jeff Anderson. I'm with the Recreation and Parks Department. And we first came out to the Sawmill community last year. We were pretty nervous because we were coming out to tell them that we were looking to replace what was really a landmark for the neighborhood. Nervous what the reaction was going to be, and wanting them to realize we're doing it because changing safety standards and wanting to make sure we were providing a safe and comfortable place for children to play. But to our surprise from the beginning, the community has been supportive, understood the goals of what we were trying to do, and more than that, they immediately stepped into action. From the very beginning, they provided input on the design, what they liked, what they didn't like, what could be done different, what the kids would really enjoy. They got the kids involved right away, started getting input on colors and what other equipment they would like to see. But more than that, they really stepped into action, started volunteering, started raising money, and said, hey, we really want to add to what you guys are doing and make this a one-of-a-kind landmark like it was before. It's been very impressive to see how quickly they were able to organize their group, how quickly they were able to raise the funds necessary to provide everything that you see behind us today. I've been sharing that with all kinds of people in our department. Everyone's just been very impressed with what the group has been able to do. So we're very thankful for that, and we're also very thankful that their commitment's not ending, that they are dedicated to being a part of the park, to volunteering, to continuing to see projects. And I know one of the things Director McKnight shared this afternoon with the children is that our best parks are the ones where the community is involved. People are taking ownership, they're fundraising, they're providing sweat equity, and they're just out there and involved in the parks. And it's very exciting to see that happening out here at Old Sawmill. So we're very thankful to the community and for Discovery Playground for what you're doing.
Hello, Brian Bunner, President of the Civic Association. And I want to say, again, thank you, Stephen, for your tireless efforts and being the glue to keep this all together. It's been quite a project. The only thing I'd like to say is that the mission of the Civic Association is to foster community spirit, act as a unified voice to combat community decline, preserve property value, and promote safety through volunteer efforts. I think this project totally meets that mission. It's been a wonderful project in collaboration between the two school systems and the kids. It's just been a great project. We're very happy to have it all come together. We have a very unique playground still compared to some of the other ones in the city, and it's appropriate for young and old, as a test to the many adults I've seen playing on it as well this last few weeks. Marzetti particularly, that thing tends to grab the parents more than the kids right now. So thank you all very much, and look forward. I have 3 young children that will be playing on this for years to come, so thank you.
Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said this: it must be borne in mind that the tragedy of life does not lie with not reaching your goals. The tragedy lies in not having your goals to reach. It's not a calamity to die with dreams unfulfilled. It is a calamity not to have any dreams. It's not a disgrace to not reach the stars. It is a disgrace to not have any stars to reach. And this one is certainly not low aim. I certainly want to give my thanks to Stephen, to certainly to our staff, to Jeff Anderson, to Kevin, and all of you, certainly to the young people. And as a great-grandfather, I am so proud of what you're doing out here today. The thing about the city of Columbus that I'm most proud of, we have great structures in our city. I've served on Columbus City Council for almost 8 years. But the thing that I'm most proud of is our public-private partnerships, and particularly communities that come together around efforts with our young people. And so I'm extraordinarily excited about what's going to be here in perpetuity, what you're going to continue to do for our families, and excited about it. I'm going to get on some of that playground equipment, but I'm excited about all of you. I want to thank you personally for your commitment, for your involvement, certainly with your sweat equity and your resources to provide for all of our children. When we are gone, these structures will be here for our children. And so I thank you so much for that today. We are with you. I know that our staff, Jeff, will be here continuing support, and certainly I will be here in support of the Chairman of Recreation and Parks, and we thank you so much for your help. God bless you.
My thanks to everybody for their comments. Wonderful activity today. So thankful for all of you for coming. Some final notes. Well, let's first start with the fact that we've got a ribbon cutting, don't we? Would you give scissors to each one of your friends here? All the people with the green shirts on and all the people that are on these chairs need to get scissors. And somebody's got to get a special scissor. And Jeff, if you can come forward, we've got an envelope here with all the names of the kids that are in the LEAP class. There's a whole bunch of them. Why don't you pull one out? So who gets the big one?
Kate Cowan.
Isn't that appropriate? Kate, come on up. Kate, put this up. There you go, Kate. No running with these scissors, Kate. Okay, does everybody have scissors? Wait a minute. You guys have scissors? We need. Hey, where's the scissor person? He's still passing them out. Okay, good. While we get the scissors going, let me make a few last comments. Here's what we're going to do. After I finish these few comments, we're going to ask everybody with scissors to go over to that table and get a chocolate chip cookie from Exonermus and not eat it for a little bit. Take a spot between two of the stakes. There's all the way around the playground, we've got a ribbon all the way around it. And so if you take one spot between two of the stakes, you'll be part of this ribbon cutting. I'm going to say a few words, a little dedication statement, and then we'll have a countdown. 10, 9, 8, all the way down to 1. When we do that, cut the ribbon, scream as loud as you can, and have a great time at the playground. Okay, who does not have scissors at this point?
I do.
Okay. Everyone wants to, okay, I think everyone that got scissors, that's fine. Have a seat, and then we're not quite there yet, but almost there. Kids, particularly if you just listen for another moment, I want once again to say to you, this is your playground. You helped design it. It's your responsibility to take care of it, to play safe in it. Every single thing that's in any playground can be dangerous if it's used wrong. Kids, are you listening to me? Don't do goofy stuff on the playground and get hurt, okay? Particularly you parents of small children. This is a pretty good and safe and up to standards playground, right, Jeff? Yet, you can still fall and bump your head. So, you know, kids can get lost. Watch for your kids, especially your little kids. Here's another important thing for your kids to know. It's okay to take risks, reasonable risks, while you can still bounce well. Not like us old folks. So we can't do some of the things that are out there. Enjoy those things. Try going down the big slide even if it's kind of scary. You'll learn from those experiences. There's a lot of mulch there. It's very bouncy. You'll be okay. Have fun. Use your imagination. And I hope that you listened to me when I first spoke. Plan to be actively engaged in a good cause throughout your life. Do many things of your own free will because the power is in you. All right, now go get your cookies and get situated, and we'll all stay standing here. If you want to go with your kids, you can do that too. Once we get situated, then we will have our little statement and we'll cut the ribbon. Why don't we all gather around closer to the playground? We'll just turn the speaker around so you can hear.
How are the boys doing?
sticks, probably have to go on the other side. Find a spot. People with the green shirts have got cookies, others can get it too. But let's go ahead and make a statement here. If I can have your attention once more, everybody get in position. Again, I'll make this statement, then we'll start a countdown. Then cut it and go. If I can please have everyone's attention. Today, Tuesday, September 30, 2014, we dedicate the Discovery Playground to the young people of this and future generations. May they care for their new playground. May it be a safe place for them to play. May they stretch their muscles and their imaginations as they grow and laugh and make memories that will last a lifetime. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Happy New Year!
Not everyone can play in the space world.
Thank you. I just like it.
Not everyone can grab a cookie when they like. Thank you, Lex and Ernest.